And welcome back, folks. RJB here from RJBTV with game number 3 between Brain and Leebokgu. So far, Brain has been displaying an almost stone wall, impenetrable wall of defense that Leebokgu has not yet been able to overcome. But now we have a switch of races going on where we have Next Solution, Leebokgu, here on the Red Terran. He used to play Protoss in every single game so far, but now he's on the Terran in game number 3. He has 2 losses, no wins. Brain, Blue Protoss, on the top left of the map, is in a comfortable lead over Leebokgu. But the question now, of course, becomes, can he stay in the lead? Because we are not yet at the finish line. The finish line is still pretty far away. They still have some games to play. Can Brain stay in the lead? From what I've seen so far, you would say that Brain has the odds in his favor, and Leebokgu has them stacked against him. But never underestimate Leebokgu. Leebokgu doesn't quite give up. He's the kind of player, in my opinion, from what I've seen so far, historically speaking, he's the kind of player who evolves as the set goes on. If he loses, he will try to improve as much as he can and get himself together and play better. He's lost 2 times, so maybe now he is going into the ultimate Leebokgu mode. Maybe this is going to be the time where we're going to see the ultimate Leebokgu. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe I'm just hyping up the game. Maybe I'm spitting the truth. Command Center first from Leebokgu, Nexus first from Brain. Forge coming out there from Brain as well, and a Gateway is going to go for a choke. This is the most standard corner spawn build order that you will see in the Korean 1v1. Most standard of them all. Nexus, Forge, Pileman to choke, Gateway in the back, Cannon in the front, double gas in the back. Of course comes the Cybercore, and maybe a cannon number 3 in the front as well. So Brain going for double gas. Just wanted to confirm whether it's going to be single or double gas, because if they go for single gas, it usually means we're going to see triple gateway pretty early, instead of a fast robotics and a Citadel of Dune. But he could still go for triple gateway. Not sure what he's going to do. There's a lot of different options here that he has access to. Likewise for Leebokgu, he's now got triple barracks are on the way, 1 finished up and gas being built on the side. Both players, their economies will be about the same. Because their Nexus and Command Center finished about the same time. Worker counts are more or less the exact same. And we have a cross-map situation where any aggression in the early game is pretty much not effective. There's just too much distance to travel between both locations and destination that early aggression just won't really do the trick. Also gonna check on my sound just to make sure that the game sounds are exactly where I wanted them to be. Let's put the music right there and the attack sounds right here. I think this should be perfectly fine. I personally don't like when the game sounds start to overpower my voice. But a lot of viewers have said so far that they do like the game sounds to be quite present in the video. And I had it a little bit too low in the previous video. Maybe with this setting, it will be a little bit better. Maybe it won't be. We got the music there in the background. We got the sounds going on as well. Hopefully everything is gonna be alright. Is Brain going for Dark Templars, or is he going to go for fast High Templars? He's getting level 1 attack, Robo's on the way. He's getting a Where's the Robo? Oh, there it is. So he's a Temples Archive. Either Dark Templars, High Templars, that's Robo, that's Support Bay actually. So single Robo Support Bay and 2 Gateways. I honestly not sure what specific attack he's gonna do. Does not look like a frontal Reaver shuttle attack. It might actually be a frontal Reaver shuttle attack. It might actually be a frontal Reaver shuttle attack. Leebokgu moving across the map, but Marines and medics might try to break through that choke, but one more cannon is on the way, and I don't think these Marines will do the trick. So instead of trying to break through the choke, he might try to intercept the shuttle with the Reaver inside. Nope, he's going for the attack, but sees double cannon. Very solid. He is not gonna try to break through. He is likely going to try and intercept the shuttle at some point, or he's gonna play it very safe. Like, that's basically the two options you have, is you split Marines up all across the map and try to spot the shuttle flying across. You put a small ball of Marines somewhere on the map to try and snipe the shuttle as it comes across, or you just pull everything back to your own base where everything is safe and there's no risky plays going on, and you play defense from your base, but with last map control and no interception on the shuttle. Dark Templars moving out. They are going to check the sides. Very often players put some Marines on the sides. So Bahrain first wants to clear out the Marines, if there were any Marines on the side. That might give away the shuttle flying across, but there's no Marines on the sides. It looks like Leebokgu knows Bahrain quite well, and he was expecting two Dark Templars to try and clear the sides. Now he's going to check the front. Going to check the front, see what's there, get some information, and then decide on his next option. I think the Dark Templar is actually just outside of range, but he doesn't see the exact configuration of this frontal fortification. Just throwing some fancy words in there, because why not? So we have a control tower, Wraith on the way, might get a second Wraith. He's gonna get more Wraiths. He's gonna get a whole lot more Wraiths. Might get one dropship in the mix as well to go for a tank drop on those probes. Shuttle there, Wraith in the air, finds the shuttle, so yeah, this is what makes attacking from across the map so hard. Like, if he was a little bit closer, he would have been here at 6:30 or 6:20, but now it was 6:45 at the exact time that he arrived, and there's already a Wraith in the sky to repel the shuttle. So very difficult to get through. Like, even here, there's so much defense already there, but the shuttle actually manages to snake through. High Templars, though, cannot get close. Might be one more in there, forced to unload. Doesn't get second storm. Leebokgu defended that one perfectly. Another shuttle there coming in. Marines are in between, trying to snake his way through. Snakes his way through successfully, but the shuttle goes down at the last possible second, right before the High Templar could unload. So very good defense here from Leebokgu. Got Marines in very well-placed positions where they can intercept everything from the left or the top. Right on the air for vision and some damage. Might put another rate right here for the same reason, vision and some damage. Getting Cloak to cloak those raids against possible Corsairs that are going to be flying across. We got... Where is it? Where is the... We have... Mind Control on the way. It doesn't show here, but it's there on the top corner. Mind Control on the way and Recall on the way. Looks like Bahrain is gonna go for Mind Control shenanigans. And he's not gonna go all in on the drops. Courses on the bottom. No more shuttles. Oh wait, there's a shuttle right here, waiting there. It's a Dark Archon. Another shuttle there. There's a drop. Gonna join up with the Corsairs flying over the bottom corner. Marines in between. Tanks in the back. Medics on the scene. So when the SCVs do get hit, but they survive, they get healed up, and they don't become easy to kill. So small fumble attack, and an attack in the back, but he turns around. Does not believe in it. He should have just gone for it because the Marines pulled away from the back to the front, where they got stormed to death pretty badly. That would have worked. He could have gone in all the way, but he decided not to believe in the opportunity. More High Templars are loading, storming on the Wraiths. Wraiths are dodging the storm here though. Another drop there, still waiting in the bottom corner, but it's a Dark Archon and he just can't quite decide on what to do. Did he defend a tank drop just now? Because his probe count is kind of low. Another full attack there happening. Tries to get a Mind Control SCV. Gets it. Got it into the shuttle. So he gets it after all. I was looking here while the fight was happening, but we saw the most important moment of all. Mind-controlled SCV in the sky, flying back, where it's gonna build a nice little command center. We have the orbiter. He scanned, saw the shuttle flying back, so he knows it's happening. He's got the Wraiths on the scene, ready to try and kill the SCV. So he's flying across the map. We have Dark Templars and pylons providing vision, so this might get spotted out. He might actually just... He's gonna get spotted by that pylon. Yes, he is. Cloaks up really quick. Gonna try to snake into that base, find himself a nice little route towards that SCV. SCV in the back scans it. It's right there next to these shuttles, and he arrives on the scene and kills it before it can get picked up. Goodbye, mind control Raids returning back home. Some of them do pay for this mission with their lives. They all die, actually. But he prevents the mind control SCV from really being a pain in the butt. So now we have the triple armory. We have upgrades on the way for the tanks, already on one attack. Barracks is lifted up. Marines have one attack as well, but Marines are being replaced by the mechanical industrial revolution of the siege tank. Walls in front have been taken down, didn't rebuild them. There's cannons in between and zealots there on the scene, ready to make sure that moving out for Leebokgu is not going to be easy. Leebokgu is rich, by the way, and Brain, not so much. 58 probes. He's really playing this on the smallest economy I've ever seen him play this. Never seen him played on such a small economy. Also, there's almost no protection against tank drops here, but he has double arbiter, and I think he's got stasis as well. So getting a tank drop off on those probes will prove to be very difficult. Drop arrives there in the backside though, as he's ran to safety. Missed the storms. I'm blind, but he missed the storm, so he missed nothing important. But I am blind. I was too distracted looking at all of the defensive offense he's got all over the place, control over the map he's got. I was a little bit too distracted. So more vision coming out there for Leebokgu. Still didn't rebuild that wall in the front. Yeah, he's gonna recover that economy. Well, there's not much to recover except his gas, which is kind of low. His economy is already in a very fine and healthy place. Attack in the front, sieging up. Zealous chasing the Marines. Marines getting Zealous getting on top of the tanks. Templars in the back, ready to storm those tanks to death. Tanks sieging up in between those factories. Tanks in the back, having trouble moving to the front. Gets another SCV mind control. No, he didn't get the SCV mind control. He failed, didn't get the recall off either. He couldn't quite get in deep enough, far enough. There's an SCV right there though. He might try, but does he have the energy to try for this specific SCV to get mind control? Leebokgu is playing this very safely. Playing it very safely. Finds one, killed it. He killed the SCV during the recall animation. That was a very, very fast response from Leebokgu. That was one of the fastest responses I've ever seen in my life, and it might have just saved his game. So Brain is perhaps being a little bit disrespectful towards Leebokgu, thinking he's got himself an easy win, but in fact he's struggling mightily with actually doing any damage whatsoever. And now we have Leebokgu with a big economy ready to roll out and start the push across the map. Now Brain might start to question his choices. Although, you know, he's pushing him back. He's got the courses in the air. Arbiter's there in between. The courses there in the air trying to hunt down those recalls on top of the tanks. Templars on the scene. Archons as well. Good move. Very good move. But apparently not good enough. We have Cortez killing the raids. The observers are still there in the scene. In between. And the Corsairs do kill the raids, but we now have a switch to Goliaths away from the raids. He's building a science vessel. He's got EMP. He's using them for detection. And of course to get EMP on the Arbiters to stop the stasis and the recalls. A lot of frontal attack there happening. He doesn't have a lot of gateways, but he's pretty consistently keeping up the pressure with just very good production. Very good production, but nothing seems to really be putting a dent into Leebokgu, who almost has 2-1 upgrades there on those tanks. Brain is 2-2-3 already, and we're only 14 minutes in. That is very fast. That probably explains why he's able to push Leebokgu back into his base, time and time again, because his Zealots, his gateway units are very, very strong with the 2-2-3 upgrades. The Corsair is still there to kill raids, but the raids are done. They have been removed from production. The shuttle flying in. Templars in the mix. He's trying to snipe it, but there's all over the place. We have disruption webs coming down. SCVs running to safety. Some of them do go down. More than some of them go down. Make it 30. That's almost all of them on the minerals have been taken down. Just one single group remains of injured SCVs. He's got the money to replace them, but somehow Brain is making this game work with, as I said before, not a lot of production. It's a single shuttle base. Just the attention to detail is so insane with Brain. The micro so good, the target selection so perfectly timed that he is basically outplaying Leebokgu, even though Leebokgu should be the one overpowering Brain from the looks of their bases. It just goes to show that micro and timing is really, really important. And look at his economy, it's so small. Why isn't he making any more probes? His economy is tiny. Almost no gas, almost no minerals, but still fighting and pushing Leebokgu back. Great storms, dodging the storms there. No drop there. Looking for, it's not a drop, it's that same darned Archon in a shuttle. Looking for the SCV mind control. Can't quite find an SCV. One right here. The Brain, of course, does not know that it's here. We can see it, but Brain cannot. So now the upgrades there for Leebokgu, though, 2-1, are getting a little bit more dangerous. Whereas Brain is finalizing his last round of upgrades for air and ground. We're getting 3 armor, 3 shield, and getting level 2 air armor. The parrying carriers in the back on 4 Stargates. Once again, pushing Leebokgu back. Well, he's not pushing him back. This is not pushing him back. He's just reducing the amount of tanks. He's slowing down the push, but he's not pushing him back. Leebokgu now has the upgrades to start gaining some forward momentum. Let's hope for Brain that he is not going to be here too fast for him to defend against, because the carrier's still under production. He only has 2 finished up, 4 more on the way, so that won't be a lot of carriers to defend with. Once again, drop at the bottom. He's going to try to hit those SCVs again. 93 SCVs on the minerals at the moment. That's a lot of SCVs, but nothing in the back to protect. Leebokgu's going all out, got some raids, but there comes the drop. Corsairs dying, giving their life for the greater good. Templars unloading, and he hits him at the worst possible time in this game, losing the entire economy. That's 80 SCVs dead and gone. Okay, 70 SCVs dead and gone. He hit 95, now down to 19. That's a big, big blow. That's going to take all the momentum away from Leebokgu and put it all back in favor of Brain with his 58 probes. He's making it work. He's making it work. Making it work. He hasn't really built much all over the map either. He's really just doing everything with 4, 4, 11, 14. Okay, he's got 19 gateways. It's not that bad. Literally has no protection in the back, except an Arbiter. And he's making it work. Not sure how, but he's doing it. Tries to get the mind control on something. Did he just feed back the shuttle? Did he just feed back that shuttle? Oh, wow. That's great. That's great. That's really good. Never seen anyone do that on the fastest map before. Like, he gave up on the mind control. I think he gave up on the mind control and just was like, I'm just gonna do some nice little tricks here and there and feed back a science vessel while fighting and microing all at the same time. Brain finds that small little window of time to do it. 6 carriers, big army coming across the map. Zealots snaking through that choke point, but tanks sieged up all over the place. We have raids in the back, vessels in the back, Goliaths on the ground, tanks on the side with 1-2 upgrades, almost on 2-3. So the tanks are just going to get stronger and stronger. The carriers are currently on 2-2-2 upgrades. So the upgrades will be about even very, very soon. Actually, they already are. EMP there on the carriers. No shield batteries on the scene. Only one observer. Storms his own observer by accident. Oh my god, Brain makes the first mistake of the game, and it's a big one. Goodbye carriers, everything is dead and gone. Storming his own observer after very carefully taking down the vessel to prevent the observer from going down, but still loses it to his own mistake. That's a rare one. That's a rare one. Because now, Leebokgu, back on 70 SCVs, has more or less recovered from that very troublesome economic blow that he got dealt by Brain. He's recovering, and Brain, with his small economy, is finally getting some more Stargates, still not making more probes. He's really just planning on doing it with exactly what he has right now. Although we do have a proxy base being built, so he might get 1, 2, 3 more gas right here, which will improve his probe count to about 67. Hopefully 67, maybe 66. And the push begins again. It's time to go. Observers on the scene. Making new carriers at home. Gonna try to buy as much time as he can with this Zealot push. He's gonna slow down the attack from Leebokgu. Snipes the Dark Archon. Goodbye. Drop is sneaking through. It's the Dark Archon yet again. Trying to get mind control, but it gets taken down. Doesn't get the mind control again. He got it once, but Leebokgu dealt with it really swiftly and quickly, and since then hasn't found the opportunity to get Dark Archon back into the base and mind control an SCV and recall it back to his own home, where he can then build a second Terran army. The carriers are back on the map. 6 Stargates, 7 Stargates actually. Correction. 7 Stargates, 19 gateways. Bane pushing back into the middle of the map. Big, strong tank army waiting on the middle for that Zealot army to run into and kill it. Oh yeah, that great control once again on display, just running right into those tank lines, surrounding the tanks and forcing the tanks to unsiege and retreat, but more reinforcements arriving on the scene, and the Zealots do lose the fight. Turrets being built for detection and against the interceptors, because interceptors don't do too well against turrets shooting at them. But look at this, we have that carrier fleet. 7 carriers coming over the bottom side. We have a recall coming in as well. Leebokgu is all of his units on the middle, not back at home, as he's running away, storming on the SCVs, kills a couple of them, but not a lot of them. Arbiters go down. He has more storms. Oh, he had almost had the second storm. 73 energy could have killed the raids. Zealots get taken down. Carriers on the side have done their job. They escorted the Arbiter into the base. They've killed the turrets, but they've done, luckily for Leebokgu, no damage. And it's pretty bad for Brain, because now Brain has a pretty big tank army knocking on his front door. Got some storms there though. He's been very consistent with those storms to kill the tanks and slow down Leebokgu time and time again. It's taken Leebokgu 10 minutes to move from his own base all the way across the middle, right towards this point. Horses on the scene though, the raids are killing the carriers, but now the raids are stacked up on top of each other. Couldn't find their last observer, so 1 carrier survives, but 6 carriers got taken down. But 6 more are in production. And yeah, Brain is really making his low economy playstyle work. He's making it work. It shouldn't be possible, but he's been exerting so much pressure. He's been having such smart and well executed moves, both macro, micro, and strategically. Everything has been smart, has made almost no mistakes, although I do have to admit the carriers have not been very successful so far. They haven't really achieved anything, really. The carriers have not really achieved a single thing. So here's the thing. Brain is waiting for Leebokgu to build turrets on the side, and then the Dark Archon will come in with a mind control and mind control an SCV. You're on the side, but Leebokgu is not gonna fall for it. But maybe he's gonna try to brute force it. While there's a fight happening here, he's gonna try to brute force a mind control in the back, but he can't quite get in. There's 4 turrets, he can never unload there. So he turns around while fighting on the middle. Like he's doing this thing with the Dark Archon shuttle while fighting on the middle. That is that's some really good multitasking. I've been saying it before, but he's been doing this dance with the shuttle while doing everything else. Like, Leebokgu is just focusing with all of his attention and brain power on trying to outplay Brain, whereas Brain is like keeping up with Leebokgu while looking for that mind control SCV on the side. There's an SCV running right there. There's an SCV running right there. He might find it. He's going in. Going in pretty deep. Observer goes down first. Gets the mind-controlled SCV, recalls it, back home, he got it. That was really smart. He used the Observer to tank some turret shots to get the shuttle into the base and get the mind control down. And it looks like Leebokgu did not even notice it happening. Leebokgu didn't even know. He's scanning though. Maybe he did notice. Oh yeah, he saw the SCV there in the back. He knows it happened. And now he knows it's a race against the clock. Now he knows it's a race against the clock. But Brain is throwing away 12 probes here, and I'm not sure that's a good idea because the economy is already quite low. The economy is already quite low. He's pushing forward, cannons in the choke, probes being thrown away for the greater good. You will have less than 48 probes. That's going to be a very small economy. Corsairs killing the raids very, very easily. But look at the amount of Goliaths in this pathway shooting on the carriers. The carriers are at a very good position. It's difficult to see the carriers. It has to use a scan to see them on that high ground. Because when the scan disappears, actually he's got the raids for vision. And the raids are stuck in stasis. So the stasis is actually helping Leebokgu fight against the carriers. If the raids were dead, he wouldn't have vision on the high ground, and Brain would be able to micro back and forth on this high ground, like he's going to do right here. It's just the raids were getting vision. Great disruption webs. He just can't push forward. It's just not working. Brain is using every single little trick he has up his sleeve to stop Leebokgu from pushing forward. And he's making it work so exceptionally well. The carrier count is now on 12. I think that Brain might just get his tank army finished here on the side. He's been trying to get the mind control SCV all this time. Finally got it on his 5th attempt. He had it on the first try and on like the 5th attempt, but he's been trying to get that mind control SCV going for a while now. And while doing that, he's been able to keep Leebokgu from pushing into his base. A lot of things going on with Brain, except building a bigger base. He's been playing on pretty much the same base size since 9 or 8 minutes into the game. Hasn't built much, except some cannons. 3 Stargates, but not much else. So barracks is being built there in the back. Carriers on the side, again on the hill. He has vision behind the hill though, so the carriers are pretty easy to hit, but a drop there on the bottom. Not a drop, it's Corsairs flying all over the place. Actually, there's a drop in the back. Drop right here. It's got a drop. There's 3 High Templars in there and a Zealot. Leebokgu is struggling for gas because he never really reorganized his gas after getting hit by those storms. Big fight that's still happening on the middle. Carriers trot. He's doing a great job buying time. So it's only 4 cannons, 5 cannons so far. Drop here waiting. Is he going to go in soon? Going to go in very soon, but first fighting around the middle. He has to focus on this one as well. It just takes so much, like when you actually get to the point of having to micro your carriers to defend, it takes up all of your actions. So he's going to kill that tank behind the hill. Leebokgu is pushing, but he's having trouble. Goliaths are having trouble targeting. And he needs more tanks on the scene. He killed some of his own SCVs to open up supply space for a bit more tanks and Goliaths. So now 68 SCVs. Brains on 34 probes. He threw away 2 groups in total. We had 58, now down to 34. Oh no, the carrier's getting hit from behind the hill. This fight looks like it's going slightly in Leebokgu's favor. But we have this here. We have that proxy tank base being built here on the top corner. The drop is still here. The drop is still sitting there. His brain is so focused on building his Terran army and his Terran base and defending this base right here. Oh, what? Drop goes in. There we are. Is he gonna hit him? Is he gonna hit him? Looks like he's gonna hit him. Leebokgu, not paying attention, starts to fly all the way to the backside, and he doesn't unload. He stays right there. He's not gonna unload. Okay, he's not gonna unload. Not yet. This is gonna be a difficult one. We're gonna have to keep that highlighted. SCVs there being sacrificed. Storms him all over the place. Triple Templar storming all over the place. 23 SCVs still alive. Big to the High Templars yet again. Is going to fly out over the top side. While here inside this choke point, we have Leebokgu pushing forward. He's making it work. He's making it work. Also, do note he has 33 probes, but he's replacing the probes with SCVs. Because he's got a lot of command centers. He's got a Nexus there as well. One command center here that's been building SCVs non-stop. But it looks like the carrier army has been somewhat dealt with. He's leaving his main base. He's going to just sacrifice the main base. He's going to just give this up and relocate to his second base. He's now a Terran player. Goodbye Protoss. It's Terran supremacy time. Leebokgu there pushing to the backside, trying to find the SCVs, but there's no tanks here. Maybe Leebokgu might start thinking that something is up here. The carriers coming in, waiting on the side, waiting to strike tanks and Goliaths from Leebokgu, pushing forward, scanning to hit those Dark Templars. Big proxy base there being built. He's got factories finished up, tanks are ready to go. We've got arbiters on the scene. Carriers coming in over the bottom side. Gonna snipe the armories, or is he gonna go for the command center? There's a lot of Goliaths here. He's losing his main base as well. He's pretty much got no production remaining over here, except the income from those probes, which he might recall to his proxy base. Nexus? Is the command center gonna go down? Yeah, command center gets taken down. Leebokgu is having trouble. Dropships coming in. Oh no, he's losing the dropship. Lost one. He's got tanks unloading on the scene. Gonna try to hit those SCVs on probes. Probes running towards the tanks. Gonna have to stasis on the tanks. Protects the economy. If he lost this economy, it would be game over brain. Leebokgu is stepping up big time. Carriers in the main base getting taken down. Lost the command center. He's killing the main base here as well. He's relocating most of his army towards somewhere. He had more tanks and Goliaths here, but the amount has been reduced. He's been moving it all over here, but the tanks on the high ground got recalled up there. And it's completely tripping him up. He's got the tanks that are waiting to hit those SCVs and probes. We have carriers in the air that got recalled back. Or he built them. I think he freshly built them and sent them from the main base towards his proxy base. Well, let's call this the new main base. Okay, this is his new home after his other home apparently got absolutely murdered. Dark Templar killing the tanks, hitting the probes. Probes are getting gone. Nexus survives, kills the Dark Templar. Tank goes down before he can kill the Dark Templar, though, but one more tank remains alive. Oh, recalls there. Beautiful disruption webs on the turrets on the high ground there. Oh, flies in, disruption. Oh, gets the tanks into the main base. Killing the SCVs. But we have raids on the scene, killing the tanks. This game is way closer than it should be. Main base is pretty much completely dead and gone. Still has some of the technology structures though, so that's gonna help him build new stuff here in his new base. Has 40 probes, he recalled some of them here. He has a lot of SCVs, don't know how many, but he's got a lot of supply. A lot of tanks. So raids on the scene, killing the tanks on the high ground. Carrier is still in the air. Goliath's coming from across the map. Only has 2 tanks are on the scene though. More tanks are coming. Oh, Observer on the scene. Does he have a scan? I don't think so. There's a lot of tanks that are on the scene. Arbiter, does he have an Arbiter? He's got one in the back right there. He's gonna fly in, gonna try to find the Arbiter. Hits the Arbiter, Arbiter gets taken, gets his stasis as he dies. So those raids would have been very useful to kill the tanks, but the carriers are blocking the tanks. Very smart play. It's now very difficult to hit those tanks here with the raids. Very difficult to do. Oh, this is so smart. Look at this, you can't even click on them. You can't click on them. How do you select them? You don't. Wow, Brain is really just displaying such high level of attention to detail and smarts in this game. I am again impressed. Oh, recall there with tanks on the economy. It's a recall from the left side. Found the Arbiter all the way from across the map. All the way around the middle. Finds his way in. There's 2 carriers on the scene as well. SCVs are dying. He's got nothing in the back to protect. He's going to go for one last final attack, I assume. But there's so many tanks. Got upgrades on the way. He has no upgrades finished yet. He's rolling forward. Raids in the air. Drop ships coming in. Sniping the tanks with the raids. But the carriers are killing. Oh, he's unloading behind the cannon wall. Maybe not the best move. Oh, and that is the end of the set. This was exceptionally high level from Brain and Leebokgu, but Leebokgu just got outplayed at the end. He discovered his proxy base too late, lost his economy once, twice, thrice near the end, couldn't quite keep up with the production, had no map control, no map vision, and Brain just had oversight of everything going on everywhere all at once. And this blocking with the carriers is just so dirty. How can you kill those hill tanks if you cannot even click on them? I mean, I can do it now, but earlier the carriers were blocking, clicking very effectively. Very effectively. Absolutely disgustingly well played. Leebokgu, I gotta give him credit, he killed Brain's Protoss base. But the Terran replacement, the Terran supremacy, the evolution towards the ultimate pinnacle of life, the Terran life form, manages to kill another Terran. It's Terran on Terran violence. Mixed in with some aliens here and there, like these carriers, we've got those arbiters and those interceptors in the mix as well. But very interesting game, very weird game, very unique game, but a very good game nonetheless. Hope you enjoyed this best of set between Leebokgu and Brain. Brain wins in the end with 3 wins, 0 losses. Leebokgu couldn't ever overcome, at least not in this set, he couldn't overcome the extremely smart and detailed play by Brain. See you soon, see you next time, have a great day, have a great weekend, have a great week, have a great whatever. Whenever you're watching this, have a great whatever you are doing, or at whatever time you're at. Goodbye, see you soon.